I'm holding a drawing for tickets to the Fathom Events North American screenings of Gundam Seed Freedom. Check the description for a link to the announcement and entry form. Drawing ends April 30th, and the screenings are on May 7th and 8th. Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs, and thank you once again to Bandai Namco Entertainment America for giving me the opportunity to do a test drive of the Overon. Like I said in the update video for the week, I believe this is from Gundam Walpurgis it is, and it first appears disguised basically as the O, and then, yeah, is able to cast off its armor to become something much more Gundam-y here. So we're gonna take a look at that and see what all it can do. First, let me make sure I've got that right. Yep, Walpurgis. Okay. Yeah, so, all right, it is a 600 cost, 4-star general, usable in ground or space, space compatibility, which means a little bit of a stat boost in space. It has melee priority 2, 19,000 hit points, 16 ballistic resistance, 25 each in beam and melee resistance. Range strength 25, melee strength 30, movement speed 135, high speed maneuvers 220, thruster gauge 75, and turning speed 81. 17 close range slots, 18 medium range slots, and 9 long range slots. Has a beam rifle, which is an EPAC type with a range of 400 meters, 6 rounds per magazine. Cooldown time between shots is 4.5 seconds, 15 seconds to reload it, and 2 seconds to charge it. Let's see. Okay, that's interesting. Normal fire suppresses while focused fire does not, but reasonable successive fire is possible. So I have a feeling that being the case, probably it's rapid fire when you charge it. That's my guess. We'll obviously find out when we take it into the field, but we'll see. It's a beam saber, 2.5 seconds between attacks, 2,300 power. Nothing else particularly unusual about it. Head Vulcans, power of 180, only 30 ammo, range of 250, 10-second reload. Yeah, that's fairly high damage, and I think that's probably why it has fewer bullets than a lot of Vulcans. Heat scissors, which are built into the shield. Okay, kind of reminds me of the Balanoak shield, which does not seem to have that ability as best I can tell, but be happy if it did. Claw-shaped melee weapon that uses weight, power, and white-hot blades to slice up foes. Power 2000, time between swings 2 seconds. Scattering megaparticle cannon built into the shield. Power 350 per shot. Since it's a scattering cannon, it will fire multiple shots. 75% heat rate. Range 200 meters. Cooldown time 2.5 seconds. And 13 seconds on overheat. Doesn't suppress, but fires repeated megaparticle beams along its firing line. Yeah, probably does build stun. The discharge version is focus required. 1,500 damage. Overheats when fired, range 450 meters. Overheats for 60 seconds and takes 7 seconds to focus, so at a power rating of only 1,500, I'm assuming it's a sustained damage Garroby type weapon. Can focus while moving, must be stationary for focused fire. MS penetrating discharges deal, continuous damage. That is what that is. Okay, so I'm going to put the... Let's see, I guess I'll put the scattering version there and the discharge version there. Before we move on to skills, I just wanted to show this is the part that you get if you do the full step up. Mobility enhancer boosts recovery speed by 20% after overload. Increases speed by 10 and turning capability by 5. However, this cannot be equipped alongside other parts, which also increase speed or turning. I don't think that's too bad a deal. I do I think by overload it means thruster overheat. There is, of course, an overload ability, but it's not really related to mobility. It's a it affects the heat gauge on beam weapons for the suit that has it, to my recollection. So yeah, pretty sure it's 20% thruster cooldown increase. So yeah, interesting part. Would like to get it on a main account. Do not have it yet. Okay, we've got 4 skills. Leg Shock Absorber Volume 3. Less stress on legs after jumping, after boosting, and a little bit faster recovery time in general. It's got Emergency Evasion System Level 2, so double dodge roll. Anti-Blast Stabilizer, so if it's up close on something, it will not be knocked down or heavy staggered by an explosion. Flight Control Level 2, which for Zeta era suits is fairly standard. It lets you jump or boost in midair. Melee Composite System uses a melee attack or tackle to cancel hard landings after jumping or high-speed movement. Allows for a 2-attack melee combo. Damage is reduced during combo attacks. So, yeah, basically when things get this many skills, they tend to put hybrid skills like this. Towards the end of GBO1, there was a lot of this kind of thing. But yeah, this is basically Balancer Balancer and melee combo controller combined. So yeah. Ambac Level 2, which, yeah, fairly standard for space-compatible things. Yeah, if you don't change directions when you're done boosting, you will not have to brake after ending a boost in space, and gives you 3 extra turn speed. So, yeah, so it's native turn speed without that, built-in skill would probably be 78. Maneuver Armor Level 1, so a little bit of stun reduction when you're boosting. Forced Injector Level 3, very boost efficient, able to redirect while boosting. Okay, Left Arm Equipment Buffer Level 3, which is 30% damage reduction, so yeah, when is a shield not a shield? When it is left arm equipment. So the shield can't be broken because of the... I'm assuming they couldn't figure out a way to do that with the weapons built into it, but it does at least reduce damage when things hit it. Backbinder Special Cushioning, that does 15% damage reduction when the backbinders hit. High Performance Counter Program Level 2. All 4 stars have some version of this. You get special counter animation when below a certain hit point threshold. In this case, that is 50%. We'll take a look at that, hopefully, if my brain does not short out. Active Guard Level 1. Press the touchpad button to enter guard stance, which reduces damage taken by 70% and negates stagger, but also drains thrusters. Can't be disabled temporarily after negating attacks. Can be used when stopped or moving. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of things have that. Basically, it will if you hit the shield while it's in guard stance, that should be really low damage, because it should be, it's not 100% damage reduction. It'll be calculated in 2 different steps, I'm sure. 30%, then 70%, or vice versa. Counter boost, your MS attack, defense, and mobility will increase temporarily after doing a counter. Also, less time is needed for ranged weapons to focus and melee weapons to charge. Okay, melee weapons to charge. Of course, other things have counter boost, so it probably doesn't have a heavy attack. Pursuit Melee Auxiliary Program, so 15% extra damage to things that are marked down. Yeah, if you find a gunpla on clearance, you do extra damage. No, things that are knocked down, toppled. Melee Battle Optimizer, change time is reduced by 30% when changing from one melee weapon to another. And Grimoire, white. This skill activates the first time your unit's hit points are reduced to 50% or lower. When activated, operation is limited for enemies within a determined range that use melee weapons and high-speed movement. When activated, attack power increases for 60 seconds, and damage taken from melee attacks is reduced. Also, reaction caused by toppling and melee weapons other than tackles is reduced. Okay, so if I'm reading that right, things close enough to you, presumably within approximately NTD range, when temporarily cannot use melee weapons and cannot boost when you are reduced to 50% hit points or less. That's kind of big. Let's take this out and see what we can get. Pardon chair squeakery. Hopefully the noise reduction will take care of that, but yeah, had to shift a little bit. All right, let's take a look at this thing. All right, let's start with some basic things. We are once again at cost 500 on mass driver facility so that we can test against Zox after testing against a normal mobile suit like, say, the Gundam here, which is about as normal as it gets in this game. Okay, yeah, instant stun when not charged. Charges fairly quickly. Okay, yeah, it does 2 shots rapid fire when charged. I'm betting that will be enough to stun a Zoc. Is it? Yes. Okay. So yeah, basically it charges its charged shot. If you have enough ammo left, will stun a Zoc. Yeah, but if you don't have enough ammo in the tank, it will not. Charging basically means that you don't stun anymore, and that's about all that it accomplishes. That's not particularly useful. Okay, let's take a look at the scattering megaparticle cannon. Okay, yeah, a lot of times when the descriptions say does not stagger, it means does not do instant stun, but does a fair amount of build stun. As you just saw, yeah, fires a lot of... It's basically a beam shotgun built into your shield. Yeah, plenty enough to stun a Zoc. Alright, let's take a look at this. And... Yep, Garobi, and yeah, it does stun when that's charged. That's going to be a while coming back, but I'm pretty sure it would also stun a Zoc, so... Okay, let's look at the melee pattern here real quick. Neutral and left, fairly standard stuff. Right and... Okay, yeah, so pretty standard melee pattern. Yeah, it does not charge or anything. Okay, so here is the claw. That's neutral and right. Right? Yes. And there's left, and now for the downswing. It is a big lunging, downward-pointing claw attack to make optimal use of Pursuit Melee Auxiliary Program, I'm pretty sure. So, for example, knockdown and claw. Yep, 3827 on a down Zoc, that's not bad. But yeah, let's just take a look. So... Yeah, about a 2-second delay when changing from melee, from rifle to either melee weapon. When you change from melee to melee, it's closer to 1. So that does make a difference. Okay, so check out the Vulcans. Can't forget those. Yeah, takes about 2/3 of the magazine to stun something. But yeah, they do really quite good damage. So, okay, that seems to be the basic abilities we're talking about here. You can boost in the air, like I said. Yeah, as you can see, I was able to do a couple of boosts with forced injectors before it overheated. Okay, so we won't get any animations for... let's see, there's the discharge cannon. We'll go use it on the Zoc after this tackle. Counter, standard kick. That's the standard... Okay, it takes about 5 seconds to charge that after the counter boost. So, okay, yeah, it does just flat out stun a Zoc. Not bad. Okay, so yeah, I think that's basically everything I can think of. Well, active guard, of course, but since AI is turned off, that doesn't mean a lot. Okay, let's pick a fresh target because I want to see if there's any kind of yeah, fairly fast boosting too. I want to see if there's any kind of visual indicator of Grimoire White going off. I'm sure there will be for your suit, but basically I want to see if there's any kind of animation for an afflicted suit. So, no, but it does bring up a damage reaction, so you will be able to tell if you hit something. Let's see, does that change any melee animations out of curiosity? Not for that. One. Not that. Nope. Okay, so no, like, major changes to operation after that. Let's see. Yeah, it seems like... Yeah. Okay, yeah. Definitely a damage increase there. Shotgun. All right, well, let's finish it off and see what our fancy counter is. And it is... Okay, it has extra sabers in the knees. Given that it has more weapon slots, I'd kind of like to see it be able to use, you know, all 4 sabers at once like the O does, but the O is a 650 and this is a 600, so that might... And it already has 2 melee weapons, so that might be overkill, especially for a general. Okay, yeah, can't guard in the air, can guard landing, of course. So, yeah, I think this is about the extent of what the Overon can do. It's not bad. It looks pretty good all in all. Would not mind getting it. Let's see what the... That's right, yeah, the attack boost only lasts for a minute, so... Yeah, so... Yeah, it's not a permanent stat boost like Biosensor or anything like that, but it does, you know, it does increase your defense or your attack for about a minute after you activate it, which, yeah, that should work fine. Let's see, if I'd been a little bit faster on the boosting, I think I could have gotten a 3-part combo. Let's try that before we finish this, and then we will call it. Okay, so down, boost, down, boost, down. Yes. Yeah, so even just using down swings, you can do a huge amount of damage. Let's see how much that does to this 500 cost Gundam. 1, 2, 3. Not quite enough time to do 4, but it's close. So, I wonder, can I do that fast enough? Probably not, but I'll try. Probably not, no. But, yeah, you can definitely get 3 down swings in on something very easily. So, yeah, this thing is going to be a terror in one-on-one fights, given that, when the second it drops below 50% hit points, it apparently cancels cancels boost and melee for everything around it temporarily. It's going to be pretty good if you gang up on it, too, I think. This is going to be interesting to fight. I want to see how that works. I'm really curious, because, you know, I wonder if that means that tackles are not possible, too. Because that basically means that unless you can get yourself out of the way in a hurry, you are basically defenseless while it can combo more or less forever. So, you know, basically... Well, let's take a look at something real quick. Well, I'll have to wait for the boosters to come back, but yeah, I'm just thinking that if you don't knock something down... 1, 2... 1, 2... Okay, the claw just does knock down, period, so... That does change things. Let me just confirm that. Hit with a neutral. Bonk. Yep. Okay, yeah. So the claw is a knockdown weapon. Been a while since we had one of those in Melee, I feel like. That, like, you know, which is good. The Zogak was getting lonely. I'm happy to see more instant knockdown. Let's try that on the Zok. Yep. Nothing, you know, nothing really seems to cancel topple except you know, going into something like Biosensor or Psycho Frame or something does, but that's about it. So, yeah. Okay, knowing that, yeah, this thing, like I said, this thing's going to be really tough to deal with in Melee, I think. But basically, since it's at 600, the it'll be interesting to see that and the newly nerfed Perfect Gundam get into a fist fight. So, anyway, yeah, that is the Overon, and that is going to do it for today's Gundam Battle Operation 2 test drive. Thank you once again to Bandai Namco Entertainment America for giving me the opportunity to do this. And until next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later!